Hi guys! Today I'm going to be reviewing a TV show which I am really excited about. If you follow me on Twitter or Instagram then you will probably know what this is going to be because I've been tweeting about it a lot recently because I went to an exciting event this week that involved this show, but it is Hand of God, the new Amazon original series. This is a drama series that has been created by Ben Watkins and directed by Mark Forster. It has an amazing cast including Ron Perlman, Dana Delaney, Alona Tal, Julian Morris and lots more. The basic premise of the show is that Ron Perlman plays a judge called Pernell Harris who suffers a bit of a breakdown following a tragedy within his family, and in the wake of this tragedy and this breakdown he finds himself to be born again. He visits a church and suddenly finds that religion has taken a place in his life that it did not hold before. During the pilot episode he believes that God is talking to him and trying to set him on a path of justice and revenge for something that has happened to one of his family members. I'm really conscious that I don't want to give too much away about this because I think I've said this in a recent book review, I think it's very important often to go into something like this with really no idea of what you're walking into, because I really didn't have a clue when I sat down to watch the pilot. The pilot is on Amazon already. The full series of 10 episodes will be going live on the 4th of September, so set your calendars on your phone for the 4th of September to go and watch it because it is absolutely excellent. And as I say, I really didn't know anything about it going into the pilot. All I knew was that it was about some sort of religious experience that someone was having and how that impacts on the lives of people around them, but it's actually so much more than that. The event that I went to the other night that I just mentioned was the screening of Hand of God at the Filmhouse Cinema in Edinburgh for the Edinburgh TV Festival. So they had a couple of screenings throughout the day and some members of the cast were there to do a Q&A and then do a signing. So on the panel we had Ron Perlman, Julian Morris, Dana Delaney and Alona Tal, as well as Ben Watkins, who is the creator of the show. So it was really great to hear firsthand from them how they have found the experience of making this show, what the inspiration behind the making of this show was, why Ben Watkins really wanted to make this show. And you know how I feel about TV. I'm such an absolute TV geek that going to something like that was just such a good experience because it's really lovely to hear the people who are working on a show that you really admire talking about everything that went into it. Something that came across through the panel, through what Ben was saying, was that the show obviously does have a very strong element of religion to it and what religion is and what it means to people and how it can impact on different people around them. And so that obviously is a very prevalent theme. However, it really isn't all that the show is about. It has a lot of other very interesting things all built into it. I think that this is going to have a lot of interesting things to say about family dynamics. The main sort of family that we have in the show at this point is Ron Perlman and his wife, played by Dana Delaney. I think she's going to be a very interesting character. Apparently we're going to see a lot more of her in the rest of the series. I mean, she was quite prominent in the pilot, but apparently she's got a lot more to say and is going to be a very important character throughout the rest of the series, so I think that's going to be great to watch. So the main kind of family unit that we have are the two of them and their son and their daughter-in-law, and I think seeing the dynamics between these people and how religious experience, but not only that, just life experiences can impact on a family unit, I think is going to be very interestingly done. I was really excited to go to this screening because I'm a big fan of all of the actors in the show, but particularly for those of you who watch my channel, you know how much I love Pretty Little Liars, Once Upon a Time and Veronica Mars, three of my absolute favourite shows of all time. And Julian Morris starred in Pretty Little Liars as Wren and in Once Upon a Time as Prince Philip, and Alona Tal starred in Veronica Mars as Meg, and so it was really surreal but lovely to meet them because obviously they've been part of shows that are really important to me and have been very important to me for a long time. I wrote my first dissertation on Veronica Mars, so that was a really cool experience to actually meet them. They were absolutely lovely, all of them were lovely. It was really nice to go to the sort of signing bit. I have my poster here to show you. So I have Alona Tal's signature up here, I have Ben Watkins here, Julian Morris here, Ron Perlman here and Dana Delaney down here. So I was really excited about that. I took a couple of clips during the Q&A panel, but you know that way where you really want to sort of film the stuff but at the same time you just also want to listen to what is being said and not look like you're just fiddling about with the camera the whole time. But a couple of the really interesting things that came up in that I'm really looking forward to are just some of the things that happened collaboratively between the actors and the writers and directors and whatever. And so apparently very early on in the proceedings Ben Watkins had asked Julian Morris what his biggest fear was, so what his biggest fear in life was, and then in the 5th episode, whatever that is crops up and he has to confront it and deal with it. So we're talking actually Julian Morris, actor Julian Morris, not, you know, the character of Paul who he's playing, who's a very interesting character, and I am very much enjoying watching him on screen. It's also really cool to hear him with an American accent, because in the previous shows that I've watched him in, he's had his British accent. So it's nice to change that up, and I think that it actually works really, really well. And so yeah, I am really intrigued to see episode 5 now and see what this is, and see that this has cropped up. I think he did that with a few of the actors. He said, Ben Watkins then said that he'd spoken to a few of them and asked them what their fears were and whatever, and tried to kind of work that in, because just this idea of making people uncomfortable to try and bring out the best in them, which I think is interesting. He then said that also kind of applies to the audience. Just to put it out there, this isn't a kind of, you know, cute fairies and rainbows type show. This is, you know, there's quite a lot of dark elements to this. Obviously because he is a judge, and because of what has happened within his family, which, as I say, I'm not going to say what it is so that you can go and find it out for yourself, but because of things that he has been through and his family has been through, and his position as a judge, elements of the law and crime are very much sewn into this show. And then placing that kind of idea of crime along this sort of religious vigilante situation is, I think, going to be really interesting. There were elements of the show that reminded me of Dexter a little bit. And I love Dexter, you know I do. If you've watched my videos before, I am a huge Dexter fan. It's obviously in this case quite a sort of personal journey that the judge is going on, and the people that are all sort of around him are all very much tied into his sort of personal path for justice and revenge. That's something I read somewhere about this show, or someone said it, I wish I could remember who it was, but this kind of line between justice and revenge, and, you know, that sort of blurring of those lines is something that I think is going to be really, really interesting to watch in this show. I think it's very topical. I think there's a lot of very topical stuff in this show in terms of our kind of like current experiences with the law and with the police force and with religion. There's a lot of stuff all sort of coming together in this show that I think reflects quite a lot of what's going on in the wider world at the moment, which I think is always something that makes a TV show really compelling, because you want to watch it in this sort of weird way of going, I'm immersing myself in this sort of escapist land because it's TV, but as you're watching it thinking, yeah, this is really talking to me about stuff that's actually happening out in the world just now. And I think from Ben Watkins' perspective, from the sounds of things, this is a story that he's been very, very keen to tell and kind of get out for a long time now. There's a lot of kind of sort of blood, sweat and tears has been poured into this project, and it's something that means a lot to the actors and to the cast and crew and the writers. I think it means a lot to them, and that comes across really well. There are also some funny moments. I realise I've talked about it now as if it's like this really heavy show. It's not. It's heavy in as much as the themes that it is dealing with are quite serious and quite sort of adult themes. But in terms of the actual script and the dialogue, there were some quite funny moments that it got a lot of sort of laughs during the screening. So there were certain lines, particularly some of Julian Morris's lines, and the way that he's kind of approaching playing this character really seemed to get a good reception. And obviously a lot of Ron Perlman's lines were great. I think Alona Tile does an amazing job in this, just one episode in, and she had like so much to deal with in this episode. It was a very high level of emotion kind of episode for her. So yeah, she's done a great job. Dana Delaney is excellent, and as I say, she apparently has a lot more to do come the next 2 episodes, so I'm very excited to see that. There's a scene between Dana Delaney and Julian Morris which is excellent, I think. So if you watch it, let me know in the comments below what you thought of that, because I really enjoyed that scene. Then there was a follow-up scene later with Ron Perlman and Julian Morris, which I really liked because it was kind of discussing that scene and unpacking it a little bit. So yeah, I think this show in a nutshell is excellent. I really, really highly recommend going to watch this. Today is the 29th of August, so as of now, as of ages ago actually, you can watch the pilot on Amazon Instant Video or Amazon Prime. You can go and watch it on there, and then as of the 4th of September, which is next Friday, the entire series will be available to stream, which is great because I'm impatient and I like to binge watch things, so I really can't wait for that. So go and watch it. The sun's coming out, so my lighting's going to pot. What a surprise. But yeah, definitely go and check out the show. I think it's absolutely fantastic. Could not recommend it more. And once I have seen the rest of the series, I will do a complete review of season 1. So thank you so much for watching. I hope that you guys are having a lovely day, and I'll speak to you again soon. Bye. the very, very last scene when he's taken down Hood and Ali's sort of going, oh my god. And you're just thinking, this must then be someone that it must be someone that we know better.